Hello, Cs. Welcome back to the Other Side of Dreams podcast. I am your sister, walking with you through the seasons of reinventions and growth. I'm still on the journey too, but I've walked far enough to see what is possible. This is where midlife women rise, rediscover purpose, and build what's next. And if I can do it, so you can. Quick housekeeping. What I'm sharing here is from my life experiences and what I've learned along the way. This is not a therapy. And if you need help, please seek a professional support when you need it. There is something that happens after the realizations and after you've sat in the quiet and after you felt the space and after that questions has come up more than once. Now what? At first, it feels like nothing is happening. Your days look normal and you're still showing up and it's still functioning. But inside, something has shifted. Subtle, quiet, and almost invisible. And it's like you're no longer fully connected to the version of you that carried everything. But you're not fully connected to who you were becoming either. And that space in between can feel uncomfortable and uncertain and even a little unsettling. Because for most of your life, you knew who you were. And not because you sat and defined it, but because people needed you. And your identity was clear through actions and through responsibility and through showing up. And now, that definition doesn't hold the same way. So, the questions becomes if I'm no longer defined by being needed, then who am I? This is the series 5 in the lesson we learned too late. And today, we're not going to rush that answer. We're going to understand how identity actually rebuilds us. And let's begin here because this is where many women get discouraged and they think I have to start over and I don't know where to begin and I'm behind. But that's not what's happening. And let me show you something. There's a woman is standing in her kitchen and she made thousands of meals in that space. Handled stress, managed budgets, solved problems that no one saw, and one day she looks around and thinks, I don't even know what I like anymore. And it feels like she lost everything, but she hasn't. And nothing she lived through is disappeared. She is carrying years of experience, strength that she didn't know she had, and wisdom that was built quietly over time. What changing is not her value. It's how the value is expressed. For years, her identity was built externally. Roles, abilities, expectations, and now those are shifting. And for the first time, she is being asked something different. Not what do you need to do, but what is true for you now. And that is not starting over. That is a different kind of beginning. And let's talk about something deeper, something most people don't name. There is kind of withdrawal that happens here. Not from people, it's from identity. Because for years, you receive constant feedback. You are needed, you are helpful, and you matter because you showed up. So there was evidence and proof and reinforcement, and now the feedback is quieter and your system feels it. It's like an actor stepping off a stage after playing the same role for years. The lights go off, the audience is gone, and suddenly there is silence. And they don't immediately know who they are without the role. That's what this can feels like. So your mind tries to go back and it says, find something to fix, stay useful, don't waste your time, and fill the space quickly. But pause here because this is very important. That urgency is not always a purpose. Sometimes it's just familiarity, and it's what your system is used to. And not every familiar is aligned anymore. And let me bring you into a moment. There's a woman sitting across from someone she cares about. They're asking for help like they always have. And normally, she will jump in and offer advice and take responsibility and find solutions. But this time, something slow her down and she listens and she nods, but inside she feels something new, a quiet resistance. Not because she doesn't care, but because she is tired. Not physically, but internally. And for the first time, she asks herself a questions she never asked before. Do I actually want to do this? Or I'm just used to doing it? And that moment right there is the beginning of identity change. Because now she is no longer acting from habit. She is checking for truth. And the truth is different. It's quieter, less urgent, but more honest. And that's where your new identity begins. Not from what you can do, but from what feels true to you. So, how do you begin? Not with a big plan and not with pressure. You begin by listening, but not the way you've been conditioned to. Not listening for expectations, listening for truth. And let me make this real. You're in conversation. Someone asks something of you. Normally, you would say yes immediately. But this time, you pause. And in that pause, you notice something, a slight tightness in your chest and hesitations. That's informations. Or maybe you're doing something small. You went for a walk, you went for a quiet moment, and you feel something unexpected, a sense of ease. And that's information too. You start noticing this. What drains you, even if you're good at it? And what feels light, even if it seems unimportant? And where do you feel resistance? And where do you feel quiet ease? These are not random. These are signals that you've just been too busy to hear them before. And now they are matter. Your new identity is not going to arrive all at once. Theirs won't be a big moment where everything becomes clear. It will be built slowly in a small, honest moments. A moment where you say no and don't explain yourself. And a moment where you rest without justifying it. And a moment where you choose something not because it's productive, but because it feels right. And a moment where you allow yourself to exist without proving your value. So this moment might seem small, but they are not. They are shifts. And those shifts becomes pattern. And those patterns becomes identity. Because for the first time, you are not building your life around being needed. You are building it around being true. So, here's the question I want to leave with you. And I don't want you to rush it. If you no longer had to prove your value, and if your worth was already established, what kind of life would feel honest to you now? Not impressive, not productive, and not necessary, just honest. Because that's who you are becoming. Not someone new, but someone more real. So has been a series 5 of the lesson we learned too late. And you are not disappearing. You are redefining. And that takes time. Be patient with yourself. And you are learning how to live again without abandoning yourself. I'll meet you again in the next episode. Thank you for spending this time with me on the other side of dreams. If something from today's episode stayed with you, let it. You don't need all the answers right now. As we continue, we'll keep exploring healing, identity, and the possibilities that open when women begins to choose themselves. If these episodes resonate, follow the show so you don't want this journey alone. Until next time, take good care of yourself and you matters.